We're going to bend at the waist, holding the ball down low. Again, knees bent. Bring the ball up. Turn the hands out, lean back. Again, this is an exercise that you can do if you're up to it. With any movement, you always do it at the level that you can do it at. You never want to do more than your body wants you to do, because again, that's when injury sets in. So again, expanding and contracting, making the waist more pliable. This is not an uncommon movement to see in the boxing ring. Mike Tyson actually used a back bend like this when he fought a number of years ago for the title. A punch was right in his face and he leaned back. It missed him and he came back. From that back bend position to explode with a big right hook. So again, infinity circles, the body is rotating. We're working on the waist, pliability of the waist, moving forward and around. Every movement in Tai Chi, again, you can make it small or bigger, all based on what your level of expansion and contraction can do. Again, in Tai Chi, Tai Chi is you. It's nobody else. You're not competing with the person next to you. You're not competing with your kids. You're not competing with your family, friends. All it is you working on you, dealing with this laboratory. This next movement is called opening gait. Now we've opened up the upper body, got it to be a little more fluid and soft. Again, we're following the sky. That's why, again, it's called infinity circles or heavenly circles. Again, don't be overly concerned with the names of the techniques. Use the technique or the name that best helps you link in your mind what you're doing. This movement, opening gait, actually opens up the gate of the body. We start with the feet together and we step out. Again, I'm stepping to my left, you'd be stepping to your right. You let your right foot drift out, bring your arms up and reach forward as if you're pulling something to you. The fingers face each other. Keep the elbows up. Let the hands relax and soften. Lean back forward again. Pull towards you. Again, breathe in as you expand, breathe out as you contract. Very important that, again, you're letting the arms come off the lats, your lat muscles, the big muscle in the back here, stretching out. Make sure the knee doesn't go past the toe. As you pull back, let your toe come up, pushing the back heel on the ground. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, you can do this very high. You can do it with a higher stance. Or you can do it longer. And you can lean with it. Again, this movement really, these movements in the 12 Tao Yin really depend upon your body and what you can do in terms of your expansion contraction. You bring your left foot up, my right foot, step out. Now the hands come together in the center, sort of like in Carry the Tiger at the Mountain, and they separate out. And then we lead back with the elbows. Let the wrists relax, sort of gather at the hands, shoot back out, come back. Now we're doing an outward circle. On the other side we did an inward circle. Breathe in as you expand here. Breathe out as you contract here. Breathe in and breathe out. Remember, the mind directs the breath through the body. Again, anywhere from 3 to 12 movements. Again, you can build up to that. We'll do that from the rear position so you can follow along. Again, relax the body. Step out the left heel. Let the right heel turn out. Again, we're starting with our inward circle first. Again, you can actually even drop the knee down like we did in the earlier centering set. Again, play with the movements. The way of becoming soft and pliable. Expand and contract. Come up. Again, the elbows lead. Let the wrists become soft. Again, we're doing a lot more weight shifting. The arms are becoming more fluid. Again, inward circles and outward circles. Come up and harmonize. So we do our inward circles on one side of the body. We do our outward circles on the other side of the body. Again, we can actually alternate from one to the other side. Again, it's just easier if we do 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, 9 on one side, 9 on the other side, how many you like to do. But again, you can shift more like you did in riding a Tai Chi horse. Again, play with the energy. Again, when you have questions, make sure you email us and keep in contact with us or write us in terms of what you're doing and what you're experiencing with the movements. The next movement is called closing gait. Now in opening gait, we open up the gates of the legs. Okay, we're also opening the gates of the body. Closing gait, the arms are going to be doing the exact same thing they did in opening gait. The difference is that we're going to be now closing the lower gate of the body. So instead of exposing it or opening it up, we're going to be closing it down by shutting down or rooting down into the ground. Okay, we start with the feet about shoulders apart. Again, we start with our inward circle. We breathe in. As we breathe out, we bring our knees together. So again, our knees are following, to a degree, the hands. Again, breathing out. Breathing in as you expand, hands come about forehead height. And breathe out. Again, you can expand and contract as much as your body allows you to do. Again, never force any movement. Over time, your body will relax and soften more so you can close the gate of the body more. But again, if you go too low, too soon, too fast, that's the terrible twos, that's when you create injury in the body. Then of course you have to wait to rehabilitate yourself or to repair your body. So again, take your time with the movements. So again, closing gait inward. Now we come outward, and again, you're going to see how the toes turn out with the hands, and we sink down, breathe in, and breathe out. 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 Again, the same thing, you can open, and you can contract as much as you would like, or actually maybe not as much as you would like, as much as your body would like, as your body is ready for it. So we're closing down the gate of the body. Come up and harmonize. Now this movement, rolling ball. This is actually one of my favorite exercises in this set. Although this entire set is a really nice set, and again, it just is building on everything you've done to this point in time. We're holding a big ball, sort of like Charles Atlas, holding the world on our shoulders. And instead of letting it break us down, we're going to let it roll off of us. We're going to turn the ball, turn the left foot out, and bring the ball over. Again, make sure the ball's in your hands. Fingers are sort of lightly rounded. Again, your weight's going back to your right leg. Bring the ball up. Turn that foot in. Turn your left foot out, if you're mirroring me, and come down. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in as you expand. Breathe out as you contract. Again, you're opening up the rib cage on this side. Expanding one area of the body. Contract to the other side. Let your eyes follow your hands. Come up. Harmonize. I'm going to have you follow along with me from behind. Again, wide stance. Hold the ball. What's interesting is that doctors are discovering, and they believe that fibromyalgia, which is a degenerative muscle disease, that most of that disease is psychosomatic. The people are holding the tensions and the responsibilities of the world on their shoulders, on their body, to the point where their body, literally their muscles start breaking down from the constant stress. So one of the keys in successful treatment of fibromyalgia is that people have found that, and it's predominantly a disease that women have, is that people need to learn to just let go of the responsibility for their families and their friends and let them create in the world what they want to create and do what they want to do. And they want to stay focused on what they want to create and what they want to do. So again, learning to keep the body soft and pliable is very important. Again, one of the old Tai Chi texts say that the soft and the pliable is the disciple of life. The hard and the unbending is the disciple of death. Again, you see that because man, when he is born, or a woman for that matter, is soft and pliable. At death, they're hard and stiff. So again, we want to foster softness, fluidity, pliability, moving from position to position. Again, rolling ball can be something as simple and as small as this. All the exercises can be translated to different extensions. So if a person is wheelchair bound, they can do rolling ball. And they can learn to get their elbows up a little more. So again, you can take the Tai Chi movements, you can take them into whatever world you want to work in, or whatever world you're in yourself, and apply them to your situation. The key is first you have to have a clear goal, then you can start directing your energy and your breath through these techniques that fit your situation to achieve that goal. Again, it's very important. Foster the situations you're in to build your inner skills. Be patient with yourself and those around you. Be detached. Look at things objectively. Look at it scientifically, using the scientific method to understand how your body works. Again, research it more deeply. Again, just take your time. I can't stress that enough. Take your time and let things unfold as you move through. The warrior's way is a philosophical, pragmatic paradigm. Philosophical, again, there's things that we're working towards building. Pragmatic means we're constantly testing it and it works for us. In every aspect of our life, we should be able to constantly integrate it. And paradigm just means world. So whatever world we're in, we should be able to apply the concepts and adapt them to the world we're in so we can, again, get it together. Now, Fa Ching, again, is a very long movement. It's almost like a mini form or a mini kata. So I'm going to show it once from the front. I'm going to show it high gait. You can follow along if you'd like, or you can wait till we do it from the rear position. The hands are at the sides, heels are together. We gather, we start together with our left hand, or if you want to mirror me with your right, step out, and you just let your hand come out softly, let your back heel turn out, fingers pointing down. Breathe in, let the elbow come back, hand and wrist, or elbow and wrist level. Let the right hand come out, again stretching out the lat. Let it come back, let the hands relax, turn the hand over. This is where it gets the name Fa Ching from. We just let the hands shake off. Somebody once referenced this to like a dog shaking water off his coat. Again, let your hands come down, push the hands back, turn the fingers in toward the body. So they now face out the back way. Gently lean forward, come up, turn the palms up. Bring the palms to your chest, almost like you're going to do a military standing press. And then push up. Come down, letting the back open again. Bring the hands, the elbows up. Palms down and push down. As you feel yourself pushing down, put a little bit of isometric tension in that. And feel your feet pushing into the floor. Turn your left foot in and gather with the right hand. Or if you're, again, mirroring me with your left. Reach out, letting that back heel turn. Come back. Again, you can keep that front foot on the floor if you'd like. Or you can bring the toe up, let the wrist relax, turn hands over. Fa Ching, let it shake off. Come back. Palms are forward, back hands are back. Turn the fingers in. Bend a little bit. Palms up. Bring it down. Push up. Come forward. Bring the wrists and the elbows up. Palms down and with a little bit of isometric tension, push into the ground. Again, that's Fa Ching, one movement each side. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do it from behind. We'll do it one time high, and then we'll go to a middle gate, and then we'll go to a low gate. And again, it's very important just to follow along and do it whatever gate level is best for you. So again, you reach out with the left hand. Come back. Reach out with the right hand, come back, wrist relax, flick, reach back, fingers in, round the body, palms down or palms up, push up, reach forward, come up, and push down. Gather with the right hand. Wrist out. You can let your eyes follow your movements. You can let the wrist relax, hand flick, come back, fingers in, out. You can look up. Again, you can compress back a little bit if you'd like. Push up, come up, and compress down. Gather, we're going to go out a little further. Now when we're going out further, again, you can still do it high gait, or you can try it at this level. Again, foot can be on the ground. Relax, flick. Hands go back, bend a little more. Come up, reach that body up, come down, press up. You can even bring that back heel off the ground as you press up. Bend. Come up, press down, gather. So again, Tai Chi is about changing from yin to yang, from soft to hard, from hard to soft, from slow to fast. Anybody that tells you that Tai Chi is slow is only telling you one aspect of it. But again, you don't want to have any acceleration muscle tears. This time we're going to go out a little further still. Again, you gather. You can see this leg is full. This leg is empty. We step out. And again, as the hand leads, you can see the hands leading. The body turns with the hand. Leg anchors. Let the heel turn out. This time, we reach forward. I put my head down. Again, my knee isn't past my toe. I come back again. I can pull that toe up. down, up, relax. Again, you can actually let your foot stomp. Turn, bend the waist, let your fingers go along the ground. Again, you can also do this high gait, don't forget. You only want to do it at the level your body wants to do it at. Come up and push. Can gather, come out, and back, forward, and back, down, disperse, turn, bend, up, up, down, up, sink. Come up, let's do it a little quicker. So again, the movements flow. As your movements become more fluid, for your movements to become more fluid, your mind has to become more fluid so your body can shift from position to position. So again, we'll do it again from the front. We'll start with the right side first, your left side. Gather, step out, high gait. You can also connect the core as you do the Fa Ching movement. Again, integrate all of your previous principles whenever you can and apply them to what you're doing. Don't be afraid to experiment. Just make sure you experiment with sound principles. Be clear on what your goal is before you do it. Come up, harmonize. So again, you can see how Fa Ching in itself is almost like a little form or a little kata because there's so much going on. Out and back, expansion, contraction. And what you're learning to do is you're learning to link all these different movements together, at the same time apply the principles you've been learning before. Again, you can, like I said, drop the knee. So again, don't limit yourself to a particular type of movement. Again, if you can bend back more, you can bend back more. But again, don't compress the back until, again, you've had it opened up. So again, very important, listen to the movements, listen to your body. Oftentimes, again, if you do one side and you really compress it, just kind of relax for a little bit in the middle, walk around a little bit and see if you can feel the difference between the right side and the left side, and see the difference that these movements make in your body and your quality of movement. Your body will oftentimes scream out to say, don't forget my side, don't forget my side, because it wants that feeling of lightness and fluidity that you're building in it. The next movement in this series is swimming dragon. Now again, swimming dragon is a lot like the Fa Ching exercises. In fact, some people will take just this one exercise as a Qi Gung or energy work movement and do it completely by itself. Again, a lot of times if you wake up in the morning, you think, I want to do some Tai Chi, but I don't have time to do this set, or I don't have time to do that set, or I don't have time to do this form that you'll learn eventually, or that you may already know. What you want to do is, you don't need to do a lot of movements. You can just pick one movement that your body likes, and that one movement will actually improve your quality of life. It will actually allow you to move more freely throughout the day. So again, it's very important to not say, I haven't got any time, because everybody has time to do 30 seconds of movement. Whether you're going through your hallways, again, you can practice the movements. Now, swimming dragon, we'll do it from the front first. We'll do it without too much expansion, contraction. We breathe in, and our palms come together, interlocking our thumbs. And then we breathe out, and we bring the fingers right underneath the chin. We're going to start moving back and forth to our right and to our left. The palm sort of leads the way. Hips go to the right as the hands go to the left. Hips go to the left as the hands go to the right. You can do this movement anywhere from, again, 3 times to 49 times. Again, you'll find as you do these different movements, you'll find that there are particular movements that your body really likes. And you might do those movements a lot for a week or a month, and all of a sudden your body doesn't like it as much. And then a movement that you didn't like, all of a sudden your body likes that movement. So important, again, to listen to your body. If you look at kids, kids know what they want to eat. They know instinctively what they want to eat. They've actually shown that with psychologists, that they can actually pick the food that their body needs. After you've done this again, anywhere from 3 to 9 times, keeping the knees relaxed, then you're going to bring the hands down to your thigh, and you can just kind of squat here a little bit. Turn the hands over. You can turn the hands over as you squat each time. Feel the heat build up in the hands. And then the fingers point down and we push the hands to the right. The hips go to the left. Same type movement again, but the fingers are now pointing down. Swaying back and forth. This is really good for the hips and the knees, the rotators in the hips and the knees. Again, the feet want to be rooted to the ground. Again, after you've done this 3 to 9 times, then you're going to start swimming back and forth. And just slowly walking up the ladder, coming through the eye height. It doesn't really matter which side you end on. You come back to your starting position, but now you're going to come up on the balls of the feet. Breathe in. Pull yourself up to the sky. Hold that position as you breathe out. Breathe in, pull up. And then come down, sink, separate, and harmonize. We do that from the rear position. We're doing a little bit stronger this time. Here we come up, clap the hands together, come down, come to the right, and the left. We're just going to do 3 times. 2, 2, 3, 3. Bring the hand over, sink, turn the hands over like this again. 1, 2, 3. Fingers down, go to your right side first. 1, 2. It's okay if you come up on your heels a little bit. 3. Again, we're swimming down to that bottom of that ocean. Turn hands over. And now we can come, instead of going just straight back and forth, we're going to swim in figure 8s. So we can come all the way down. So you're a swimming dragon, just swimming all over the place. And then again, level it out. And come up. Again, breathe in. Come up on the balls of the feet. Let the breath pull you up into the sky. And then breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Separate. And harmonize. Again, let's shake that off. Using a swaying tree to relax and disperse that energy. Again, very, very powerful set. Again, only 1 of 12, but again, if this is one you really like, work on breathing, building, and enhancing this one so that you can let it sort of transform you into becoming the Tai Chi. Tao Yin. Now in this beginning of this segment, we're going to teach you the pictogram for way or truth. Now it's a very interesting pictogram because if you take the top of your head and then you just sort of take the energy coming off of it, I always think of a football player who's in the cold and he takes his helmet off and you just see the steam coming up out of his head. You see that energy sort of coming off of him. Or again, you think of a person walking into a room who has lots of energy that just sort of radiates off of their head, off of their being. Or they come in, there's not much energy there because it's all sort of kept in there, energy chills down. You take your energy and you direct that through your spine. So again, the spine in Tai Chi is the tree of life. We're constantly working on fostering it, getting it to open. So it's pliable. Again, you get a lot of Your nervous system works much more effectively and efficiently when it's open. So you take your energy through your spine, then you take it again what? Through your actions and your words on your path. So whether your path's in Arizona or it's in Alaska, regardless of the roles that you play through your day, again, sometimes your path is smooth, sometimes it's rough. Again, it just depends upon, again, what's going on in your life. But that is your truth. So truth is not something that's out there. It's right here in this body. Zig Ziglar tells a great story about how when he first wrote his book and nobody would publish it, he finally published it himself, and he was visualizing himself going around speaking about his book. And he saw himself speaking about his book, and he visualized, he said he saw this image of a guy coming into his mind. The guy came up to him and asked him, he said, Zig, do you really believe what you're teaching me? You know, what you're teaching in this book and in these seminars? And Zig said, of course I do. Of course I believe it. And he said, no, he said, I'm asking, do you really believe it? And he said, of course I do. And he said, the guy poked him in the belly. He said, at that time he was about 60 pounds overweight. And he says, but do you really believe it, Zig? And he said, at that point in time, he had this realization that what he was saying in his book didn't quite really manifest in his body and in his path. And so he thought before he went out on the speaker circuit, he needed to transform his body. So he started exercising. He started jogging. And he said he started eating less. So it wasn't so much that he was eating, he just had a tendency to eat a few extra bites, and those few extra bites would put on those few extra pounds, which created his truth. And again, he wanted to change his truth, so he changed his behavior accordingly. Now, what's interesting again is that way or truth or path, in Japanese that is do, and in Chinese it is Tao, which is pronounced Dao. Now, if you remember, we had the warrior in the previous segment, and the warrior in Japan is Bu, and in Chinese it's Wu. So the pictogram is the same. Both of these together mean the way of the warrior. In Japan it's called Budo, and in Chinese it's called Wu Dao. What's interesting is sometimes in the Japanese you'll see SHI inserted, which becomes Bushido, which is the way of the warrior still, but Shi was actually the warrior class of the samurai. That pictogram, just to throw that in, is a person standing with their arms out, okay? A warrior. So that pictogram would be inserted in between these two for it to be Bu, Shi, Do. A lot of times, again, it would be drawn up and down. So even though it's the exact same pictograms in both the Japanese and the Chinese culture, again, they're using different words to describe it. That's why I say don't get overly concerned with the word. Focus on what you're creating in yourself. What are your goals? And are you following the path of the warrior? Are you allowing yourself to be victimized? Are you allowing axes to fall on you? One of the great things about axes is that they bring out what is inside of you. A lot of times people don't become warriors until they just have so much adversity and they say this is wrong, this isn't right, and their heart opens up and they say, I'm going to do what is right. I'm going to choose the right, I'm going to do the right, and I'm going to follow that no matter where it goes on my path. And that has a tendency to transform not only themselves a lot of times, but also transforms their world and oftentimes our world as well. Now, this next movement is called circling, expand and contract, and it really pretty much speaks for itself. It's a very simple movement. We start with our hands on our thighs, and the hands go down the front of the thigh as we round our back, coming to the inside of the knees, coming around the outside of the knees. As you expand, and you sort of feel like you're doing a shrug, a weightlifting shrug. Again, the hands come around the front of the thigh again. Breathe in as you expand. Breathe out as you contract. We're going to do 9 of these. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to turn to the sides. You can see again how the back rounds. 6, again, shrug those shoulders. Round the muscles off the spine. 7, close the shoulders, open up the chest. 8, 9. Once you've done 9, then you reverse. You go down the outside of the thigh or even the back of the thigh. Come to the inside of the thigh or knee. 1, 2. You can sort of think like the wheels of a locomotive, how they kind of chug along. 3, 4, 6, be attentive to your feet. Are your feet flat on the ground? 6, 7, 8, 9. Harmonize. Can maybe follow me along with me from the rear position. And this time we're going to go to make a bigger movement. Again, if you had trouble with that one, again, you can do it smaller, or if you're doing okay, you can go a little bit deeper. Again, hands are on the thighs, they go to the inside of the knee. 1, come all the way down by the ankles. Come with the back, around that body. 2, push the feet into the ground. 3, 4, again, if this bothers your knees at all, back off. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reverse, again, starting at the outside of the thigh. Come down, the back of the leg. 1, 2, 3. This is also running the meridians in Chinese acupuncture. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come up. Harmonize. Again, swaying tree to shake that off. Expanding and contracting allows your body to contract in various areas and expand. So again, you can always adapt. Another exercise that you can do between sets is to roll your hips. This is actually a very important exercise to do. Rolling the hip acts like the big gear of the clock, and when the big gear of the clock moves, it moves all the other gears. You'll see a lot of people, when they perform Tai Chi, this will be one of the warm-ups they actually start with, rolling the hips, rolling the knees. Again, connecting the body throughout your movements. And again, swaying tree does the same thing, essentially. So you can see we are rolling our hips. We're also working the ankles and the knees. We can make bigger circles with just the hips. Oftentimes in our society, we have a lot of hip problems because we don't get that joint. We don't keep it lubricated. So again, all your joints, all the bones in the body want to stay lubricated and soft and fluid. You want to constantly oil them. And the way you oil them is through movement. Even the discs in the spine, the way they get lubricated or oiled, so to speak, is through movement. Because again, a lot of the discs that break down the spine, they actually have no blood supply actually to them. So they get their wastes moving in and out through the rest of the body's movement. Now this next movement is called vibrating board. Vibrating board sort of connects, again, everything we've done up to this point in time, sort of like Connect the Core did. The only difference is that Connect the Core was a big movement. I think we also dropped our heels, let the energy go through the head. We did it quicker, we let it go out the hands. In vibrating board, you want to pretend you're standing on a vibrating board. And oftentimes if you have some of those massage units that you can use for your feet, you can put your feet on. That's good because you can feel just the vibration. Because we want a very fine vibration in the body. If you could actually touch my body right now, you'd feel my body is vibrating very violently. I'm not sure exactly how much of this will actually be able to be picked up by the camera. Again, the body is relaxed. Again, the knees are bent. Everything is shaking. So your whole body, again, is connecting, softening. If you need to make a bigger movements like this initially, when you do that, you should feel the energy coming off your fingertips. Sometimes you have to start with a much bigger movement. Again, feeling your feet on a vibrating board. Then you make the movement smaller and smaller and smaller to where almost you should be able to stand and feel your body vibrating. With almost no perceptible awareness of anybody else watching you. You don't see that vibration, but you can feel the vibration. Again, you've got to remember, we are energetic beings. We are just a bunch of atoms and molecules that are actually flowing together. Those molecules are vibrating very, very fast. And so we are really, I think, in evolutionary processes, learning to work more and more with this body and get it to vibrate at much faster levels. Gravity exerts a lot of pressure on us. If you look at old people getting gravity, it's so hard on them, heavy on them, they can hardly get out of bed. And yet our body naturally resists gravity. And so we want to foster that lightness and that fluidity of movement to get our body to vibrate more quickly, more efficiently. You'll get to a point in Tai Chi where when you breathe, you'll be able to make the hairs on your arms stand up just by breathing. Again, you'll be able to breathe. And you'll be able to make the goosebumps come out in your arm just through breathing. And what you're doing is your nervous system is functioning at a much higher capacity. Your oxygenation of your body is functioning at a much higher capacity. And again, just through the breath, those things will happen. The goosebumps will come out and the energy will go at that higher level. Again, a lot of times that only happens, oftentimes we get the goosebumps or the chills when we hear something that's very inspiring. You know, you're at church and you hear a beautiful song, or you see a movie that just really touches you. It just kind of has this vibration that goes through you. And when you get those kind of vibrations, what you want to do is just when you want to take a deep breath, and you don't want to shake them off, but you want to harmonize and use that vibration to move through your whole body. Again, so your body operates more efficiently and effectively, and you become a river of energy. You are a river of energy. And every day you step into your body, you're stepping into a different body. Again, you had a body that was like this when you were a child, a baby, and then it's transformed, and it is still transforming. The key is, what do you want to transform into? You have to have a goal or an intent that you want to work toward. Just don't let your life pass you by without, again, acknowledging this and building it to help you navigate through the worlds and the roles of your life. This next movement is called Sun, Moon, Palm. Now, Sun, Moon, Palm is a nice exercise. It's one of my favorites. It's a very easy exercise. We start with our hands at our side. And it's sort of like the kidney exercise that we did very early back. We bring the hand up to the center of the body, and we turn the body, and we let the palm come down behind us. So again, we breathe in, and we breathe out. If you remember in the kidney exercise, we had our hand on our kidney, and we gathered, and we did an outward circle to the side, letting our waist rotate, opening up the kidney, and coming down. In Sun, Moon, Palm, the palm comes up the center of the body. We turn the waist, and the palm comes down at 6 o'clock. You want to make sure at this position that you don't let your feet collapse outward. You want to have that foot turned in, or the ankle flat on the ground. And again, you start with just your right hand. And then switch to your left hand. Again, breathing in, expanding, breathing out and contracting. And then we're going to alternate hands. Right hand. As your right hand's coming up, your left hand's in the center of your chest. It's like the sun and the moon. They're constantly moving, shifting, right and left. If you become comfortable with that movement, again, anywhere from 3 times to 49 times each, then you can actually let your right foot turn out. Let your left foot turn out. Right foot turn out. Left foot turn out. And then we can let our right foot turn all the way toward the back position. Now you see when my foot turned back, this heel came up, and my toe and my heel are lined up. I come back to the center. Again, you breathe in and you breathe out and sink. Again, the front foot is turning, left hand back, left foot is turning that direction, the other heel comes up. This again is a much more advanced movement. So you want to make sure that you breathe and sink so you don't fall all over the place. If you start to fall all over the place, if you start to lose your balance, go back to the basic movement again. Again, all these movements are done in place. Eventually in the forms, you do all these movements walking, turning, shifting from position to position. So if you don't have your stability down in place, when you start walking, you're going to fall down a lot or lose your balance a lot. Again, sun, moon, palm, very nice movement. Again, watch from the front. If I come up and I want this foot to turn, my foot and my hand both turn at the same time. And again, I sink. My sinking lifts my heel up. I come up, and I come down. So again, each of the movements, my breath wants to relax and sink. Each of the movements coordinate with the hands, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, everything coordinates together. Again, I can separate my arms out, harmonize down, up, and catch. Again, one of the things you can start doing at this point in time too is you can try to walk. Again, like we did in the Fa Ching. Step and turn. So this is the sun, moon, palm, sort of applying the Fa Ching principle to it. So again, integrate the different things you're learning. Apply them. Again, if you have questions, email us, write us, call us. Because again, our goal is to help you build your knowledge, your power, your center, so you can go out and create what you want to. Last of the 12 Tao Yin exercises, and we'd like to start with the pictogram for love. Now, love is a very interesting pictogram. The Greeks had at least 5 different words, so were different words expressing different types of love or energetic attractions. In the English language, we have one word, love, and really we have to kind of pay attention to the context of where we're using it for what people mean. But again, I think one of the things we need to start asking ourselves is when we use that word, what is our goal? What picture do we have in our mind when we use that word? And also, when other people use that word to us, I love you, I love this, again, what picture do they have in their mind of that word? You can ask them, what do you mean by that? A lot of times you'll find people have a very hard time describing or defining that word in context to the relationship they're in. Now, the Chinese are the same way. The Chinese have a number of pictograms for love, but we're going to concentrate just on one. And it's a very simple one. Again, you should recognize this now as a person standing sideways, looking up and out. And that person is reaching out and giving to others. So, in the get-it concept of love, we say that to love is to serve. A lot of times when people use the word love, they may actually have a picture in their mind on the opposite end of that spectrum. They might mean, I want to possess or control you. I love you. I want you to be mine. I want to own you. But again, in this paradigm, in the warrior's paradigm, our goal in loving is to serve those around us. To serve effectively, we have to build our knowledge, our power, our inner harmony. We have to understand, again, the concept of intent, what our goals are. We oftentimes have to realize that as we love and serve, it will move us out of the worlds we're in, into new worlds. Again, you can start to see how all these pictograms start tying together. It moves us beyond looking at the form of people or the form of institutions. I'm looking at what's behind that form, what's the goal, what's the intent. And if we don't apply the concepts of becoming warriors, then again, we end up becoming victims. And instead of us creating what we want to create with our energy, people start using our energy to create what they want to create. So again, when you use that word love, what are you serving? What are you serving with your energy? What are the people around you serving with their energy? And again, alliances come together because they have common visions or common goals of what they want to create and serve. So as you move forward, build your love for yourself, serve yourself, because in serving yourself, loving yourself, building your knowledge and power, you'll be able to more effectively serve your family and your community. Again, if you do not constantly foster your knowledge and your power, all of a sudden one day you wake up and you have nothing to give, you're beaten up, you're broken down, and you become a prisoner in your own body. And that generally is not a good thing, again, from this paradigm. Now, the first movement in this series is dragon coils around the pillar. This actually has got a lot to it, and it kind of again incorporates some of the other moves we've done up to this point in time. It starts off with our hands on our hips, and we're going to be doing outward circles with the knee. So we bring our right knee up, and we do an outward circle, so the foot points to the side. We bring our left knee up, pointing it to either 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and bring it to the side. So what we're doing is as we shift our weight shifts to our left leg, and we rotate the other foot. As you do that, you're opening up the pelvic girdle this way, outwardly, and you'll find that your back foot will pivot a little bit as you do that. Again, you can have your hands on your hips, or you can have them just hanging freely at your side. You want to relax. So you're working on pivoting or coiling around a pillar with an outward circle movement. You start with one of those, and then, again, you turn your foot out slightly, and then we just do 3 circles without moving our foot. Now we bring the knee up, the knee turns out, then it comes down, knee comes out. So again, we're opening up the pelvic girdle. Again, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The foot just kind of hangs underneath the knee. 1, 2, 3. Again, you don't really want to throw your foot on each one of these, although you could. You could actually make a complete circle with the knee, although that makes it a much more difficult movement. You can keep your foot planted as you do the 3 circles. Or if you do 1 circle, let your foot turn as you go from side to side. So again, you have outward circles with the knee. If you're facing or following along with me from behind, again, the left foot turns out slightly. Again, you bring the knee up. Again, this is the throwing. You can see how the foot moves. Again, I can relax the hands. I can actually let the hand follow the knee. Again, you're opening up the pelvic girdle, or you can just do the 3 circles by themselves. You can touch after each one, or you can just keep the knee up. If you let your breath get too high, then your balance kind of quakes like that. Again, after you do that, roll the hips. You'll probably feel a big difference in the hip roll after this one. Then we're going to do inward circles with the knee. Knee starts up over here, and we draw inward circles. The knee comes down, comes up. Again, you can do 1 circle, 3 circles, 6 circles, 9 circles. It's best to start just with 1, touch, come up in 1, and then again try 2 or 3, rotating the body. Again, you're coiling around the pillar of the leg that your weight is on. As you start to get those coils, both outward circles again and inward circles with the knee, then we're going to add in sun, moon, palm to that movement. So dragon coils around the pillar becomes knee comes up. The right knee is going to go to 3 o'clock as the palm comes down to 6 o'clock behind us. Again, we come up, knee comes up to 1, knee's going to turn to 9, palm comes down to 6. So we're coiling around the high pillar and the low pillar. And you can see the foot shifts and moves with the movement. You can have the thumbs out, or you can bring the thumbs in. Again, that's basic. You can also bring the knee all the way around to 6 o'clock and come back to center. Bring the knee all the way around to 6 o'clock. Come back to center. So the knee, basically shoulder, hip, and knee all move together as one unit to the 6 o'clock position. Come up and harmonize. If you do your inward circles together, bring your knee and your elbow around. So again, inward circle with the knee, and then bring your palm outward. Now those simple knee movements of inward circles and outward circles basically are going to set you up for this outward circle of the whole leg. So the whole leg starts shifting. You're doing the exact same thing here with the foot, with the knee, as you're doing with the foot here. You kick one side, kick the other side. Same thing with the inward circle. The inward circle of the knee here eventually sets you up with the shoulder, hip, and knee moving to there. So again, the body, again, shoulder, hip, and knee all work together as a unit. And you can see the hand comes around, shoulder and hip, with this right foot. So you can see them traveling together, shoulder, hip, foot. So again, everything works together, but you don't want to have to be, forcing it or fighting your body to move. The movement should be very gentle and soft and easy. And again, when you do apply Tai Chi from a martial perspective, we're actually striking with our bone structure. So we're not using muscular tension. We're not tensing our body up. Because when you tense your body up, your bicep and your tricep and your bicep are fighting each other. You have the brakes on. They're fighting each other. You get tired very quick. You want them to move very quickly and effectively. So again, you're hitting with your bone structure, but your bone structure has to be aligned properly. Your tendon ligament has to keep it from collapsing and folding when it makes any kind of an impacted movement. And again, the bones, because they're compression stress, they have to be solid. Again, we build that through compression so they can handle more stress, more compression. Again, the shifting in the muscle, the tendon ligament can allow the muscle to shift directions very rapidly and quickly without having acceleration muscle tears. So again, Tai Chi is about both slow and fast, not just slow, but again, you have to do everything slow to get rid of that tension in the muscle. So again, you learn to relax and let it shift directions instead of having injury in the movement. The last two movements in the 12 Tao Yin are both dispersal movements. Again, you build up this energy, you build it up, and then we want it to disperse. We don't want to hold it in our system because it puts too much pressure on our system. We want to let it blow out and through, again, like a river that's raging, but it's raging through us. If we hold it up in any particular area of the body, then it just kind of beats on that part of the body and pounds on it until eventually that part of the body breaks down. So this next movement is called snake and crane dispersal. Again, I'm going to have you follow along with me from behind immediately on this one. This is kind of nice. The hands start at the side. We step out again. We can step out. We can use a high stance like this, medium stance, or a wider stance. As we step out, we bring both hands up. The palms are facing us, thumbs are in. We want to round the back, get the muscles to come off the spine. That closes off the solar plexus, okay? Instead of the solar plexus being here, you knock the wind out of yourself if it's open there. From here, we turn both hands. We step out our left foot a little further, and we reach back. Again, we gather with our right hand, step up, snake, and reach back. Gather, this is a simple way of doing it. Come up, crane, and hand comes down and up. Gather, come up again. This is very relaxed. You want to kind of shake the muscles out, turn, scoop here, relax. Hands are level. You'll see if you've done any yoga, you'll see similarities between this and yoga. Next thing, we turn the hand, and instead of bringing the hand up, we're going to stretch this hand out and crane the hands here. So both fingers are pointing the same direction. Again, we gather with the right hand, come up, turn the hands, and crane out. Come up, gather, come up. You can think like a snake, fangs pointing at the person, fingers down, crane, and back. So when we do this crane and snake dispersal, we can use the crane first, and then come back and use the snake second, stretching the fingers out. Or we can use the snake first and stretch out to the crane. So again, you can shift. One of the most important skills or powerful skills we have as human beings is the ability to shift. Breathe in. I think you can do it very high. Very soft. Shifting to your snake. if we do this movement out here becomes very similar to a technique called single whip, where we do a crane and a disperse. We can change our sides. We can just do the initial disperse. Shift. Shift. Shift to your snake. So again, crane and snake dispersal. A lot of times people believe, there's a lot of legends around the origins of Tai Chi, and a lot of people believe that Tai Chi originally was based on the animals, the snake and the crane. A monk saw a snake and a crane fighting in his dreams, and neither one could get the best of each other. Neither one could defeat the other one. The next day he went for a walk and he actually saw a crane and a snake in that position. Neither one could get the best because the crane has the ability to avoid and evade and move. And yet at the same time the snake has the ability to strike so sharply that the crane couldn't ever get really a position where it could really come in on the snake. If it started to come in, and it'd have to evade and move because the snake would strike. So the crane and the snake, the concept is that they together neutralize attack. They neutralize movement. The crane, very graceful, very balanced, very powerful. You can see cranes at the zoo, they sit on one leg for hours on end. Very powerful structure. The snake almost seems structureless because it can coil and move so fluidly around things. So again, we're applying both those concepts in Tai Chi, along with the concept of the yoke being solid and the willow being able to bend. And again, these are all just metaphors to help you get a better picture in your mind of what you're trying to create within your body. It's one of the great things about the art. And again, if you come up with other metaphors that work better for you than an oak and a willow, than a crane and a snake, by all means use those, because again, you want to use the techniques that work best for you to achieve your goals. Water is a very important principle in the martial arts. Again, water is very fluid, and it's nice because water can be very hard when it's very compressed, or it can be very soft when you try to punch it or jump into it. So actually you can jump into it and it can be very hard, or you can jump into it and it can be very soft based on your relationship with the water. So again, whatever works for you is a metaphor to help you get it together with these movements is what we recommend that you do. And the last movement in this series on the 12 Tao Yin, and the last movement that sort of integrates everything we're doing in this semester, is reach for the sky and climb the mountain. And again, this is a dispersal exercise. Again, it's about expansion and contraction. We start with our feet together, all the way together, and we breathe in, and we're going to reach up with both hands, almost like we're doing support the sky. And we're going to reach up with our right hand, bring our right heel off the ground. Reach up with our left hand, bring our left heel off the ground. So again, we're reaching for the sky. If your neck is uncomfortable looking up, then just look forward as you reach up. Again, you're stretching out the body on each side. All the way up. You're going to lean more to the right, lean more to the left. As you reach up, keep the fingers relaxed. You can actually grab and close the hands if you'd like as you're reaching forward, as you're pulling down. So you have the soft and you have the hard. You have the expansion and the contraction. Or again, you can just keep the hands open. As you do that, get to the point where you start having smaller movements, and you get to the point where your hands are reaching slowly, and then you get to the point where it's kind of like the swinging dragon. You get all the way up there on the balls of your feet. That's all the further you can go. You've reached up all the further you can go. Then you take a deep breath. Let your breath stretch you some more, and then breathe out and come down and put your hands between your knees. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our right knee up and right heel up as we bring our right hand up. Then our right hand comes down, left heel comes up, left hand comes up. So we have this alternating movement, very light friction. You should feel a lot of heat in your hands when your energy is flowing well. Again, shoulders come up. So we reach for the sky. Now we're climbing the mountain. As we're doing this movement, we're going to start going lower and lower, because as the mountain gets higher and higher, our body is having to compress more. If you've done much mountain climbing, you find you really work your legs a lot. Okay, I'm going to change around from the rear position. Keep the shoulders relaxed. You don't want your shoulders all crunched. To where all of a sudden you're down as low as you can go. Again, only go as low as you can go. Don't put any undue stress on your knees. So again, you're working your heels and your ankles, and then come up and harmonize. So in that exercise, we're really working on expanding our body, and then we're really working on compressing, contracting our body. Again, then roll the hips when you come up. All these movements, again, you want to adapt to your body. So you might just do 3 of these. You might go 1, 2, 3, come down, 1, 2, 3. Anything you do, even any little bit you do, will be of benefit to you. Again, it's an accumulation of time, space, and movement that over 10 years, 3 years, 6 months will transform you. They asked Chin Man Ching again what the best reason for studying Tai Chi was, and he said, when you're old enough to know what life's really about, you'll have the energy, vitality, and the power to enjoy it. So very important, foster your power, foster your vitality, foster your ability to move. All the money in the world, all the really nice, cool toys in the world don't do you any good once you've lost the ability to move this efficiently, effectively, fluidly. So again, take the Get It Challenge, get it together, apply the conflict resolution paradigm in all aspects of your life, apply the pictograms in all aspects of your life, apply these movements in the way you pick up pencils or the way you open your car door. You know, apply the movements of maintaining your balance in your center in all aspects of your life. Breathe, intend, live passionately, integrate it all. Then not only will you get it together, but you can help ripple that out into the world.